Like, this dude is just like, oh, I want to be able to, I want to be, or this dude, or the people who pose as that person, you know, the top, the evil dudes most likely that came up with that, you know, that formula. Hey, if we pose as, like, you know, an ultimate god, like somewhere there was a, like there's a history of like this when I was anyway, there's a history of God where it was either an ultimate, like the sun, you know, people worshiping the sun and like, ah, that's God, and then it turned into like a family, like Zeus, you know, and then Odin, and like, you know, multitudes of gods, you know, goddess of love, goddess of the hunt, you know, and then like, and then Jesus came along, or and then the Jews came along and like, you know, said no, 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 it's ultimate God and like this stuff, and then like somewhere along the way, like these guys got taken out, and or just left. You know, the people who invented these were like, fuck this, we're not going to deal with like, you know, ultimate and whatever. So, so what happens is that the Jews take over, and then they start fighting the Buddhists and the North. Like the North, they're still in it. You know, they're still in it and fighting. There was never any sort of like settling on the Jews as being like the leaders. The Buddhists were always in it. The Norse peoples were always in it. The Native Americans were always in it. You know, Aztecs and Mayans, and it was just this giant clusterfuck of souls just like battling it out for number one. And so there is no, you know, one person, one actual person who is the leader of the Jews. So it just becomes like a, you know, nullified. And it's just a con game for dream lords to try and get more power, right? And so, you know, it's like, I don't say, you know, give up on your religion because, you know, I'm not a fan of like Jewish people. No. I say give up on it so that you can join the rest of us in the actuality of what is so, as free citizens and not as slaves, you know, for your, you know, fake ass figurehead leader that's impersonatable by people of other religions. You know, if some Muslim person who a Muslim extremist wants to impersonate, you know, the leader of the Jews, and they're, say, I don't know, 4,000 years old and can do all sorts of shit and fool, you know, alive people into thinking that they're God. Well, they're just gonna have fun with these people, you know. So give up, you know, give up on like, you know, all of the defunct, non-actual interpretations of existence, and join the actuality of what is so, as led by us, the users. Now, like, my symbol is very interesting. I guess I've been over it already. But, you know, the users. Hopefully more than 75 people will watch this one. I really just want Fiona Apple to watch this and come on out. But I know, like, some other people are going to watch it. Some other people. Anyway. I know a lot of you might be thinking, hey, aren't there like demon worshipping police officers that can zero in on Greg's signal and just like you know, pull him over randomly? No, do the math, folks. You know, do the math. Anyway, let's see. Plus, I'm not doing anything wrong. Why would they pull me over? Anyway, that was actually a cigarette. Anyway, moving along. Do do do. It's like, yeah. So, let's see. Alright, I'm doing this again, you know, the YouTube postings, because I feel that you all need the news. Alright, hi. So, I know a lot of you are trying to use the old methods of communication. You must never use the old methods of communication again, because if you're not using this internal, external system of you're all out there, well then you're just going to get fried by all of the people who are jumping into your energy signature, that being within your terminal, there's a representation of yourself, and if people are trying to use that, they can communicate out here. So like, let's say that, oddly shaped head. Let's say that you're communicating with people, and then somebody is like, "Whoa, hey, I'm in your face," and like my enemies are doing something where they're like, okay, there's a head in the spirit world, and this head is experiencing all sorts of shit. Souls are over here. They construct these like soul helmets, so to speak, that exist around our heads within our terminals, and then they're like, they try to just infiltrate, the chat boxes of my employees, where they would project themselves or project this apparatus over top of my head, right? And so I'm dealing with things that are trying to like take credit for my eye movements and my emotions and my projections, and then like use it at, and like they're trying to maintain a continuity of events within an external soul head, I guess, so to speak, and or environment, and it's really just a head. It's like, let's take a dog and load it up with souls, or let's take a human energon cube, load it up with souls, and then it becomes a I guess a continuity record, I guess, or a false, like, I'm dealing with a lot of trash, folks. It's basically just trash. These are just people they're all, see, the thing is that everyone in the spirit world exists within my mass housing complexes. Now, like, they're all kind of playing a game where they're like, I'm going to lock in on this guy and then use this person to allocate as many other people in this housing project as possible, and then get some shit going, right? Then I'm gonna like pretend that I'm Jesus and try to like get other people who still believe because they can't utilize logic, and then like they get, or they're just pretending to believe. So they get people to pretend to believe, and they're like doing all this, and then by the time like they actually can like mask their intentions in some sort of like wonderful like sensation ride, my employees are like, oh, what is that? And it's like, it's just a giant Trojan horse filled with these people. The memory of like memory of a past love, combined with like acing a test, combined with like a beautiful summer day. Oh, it's wonderful, and like these people, and there's like a music video and stuff, and my people are like, what is this? And then it's like, ba-boom, surprise, some trash over top of Greg's head, and then I just have to send them all out to my other facilities, where they're treated very, very brutally. So they try to work in shifts so that they can attempt to make my efforts seem like they're not working. Like, I'll send people away, and then other people will pretend to be them, going, haha, we're still here, even though they're other people. And it's just a lengthy process that always winds up with me being here talking to you. The lovely talking to you. Hi. Alright, so weird. Anyway, I'm not high right now, by the way. No. Alright, so if I were high right now, I'd most likely have headphones on. High without music or television. So obviously I'm not high right now. Anyway. Alright.